such a deceptive thing as he's saying it, as I'm thinking, when you go to court, you sitting there talking with your lawyer, speaking with the lawyer talking about how everything look good. We're going to sit and present this, and we're going to make our statement and enter our plea in the agreement and the deal, and you get up there and they talking, and you have no idea what those words mean.
Right.
And the period or the pituitary and the second and the adjunct and chapter article 6b, and we remand that you remain in custody of the sheriff for a term not to exceed 136 months, run concurrent. Like, all right, what did he say? Nigga, you got 20 years. Like, you thinking like we don't understand nothing they talking about.
Right.
They speak a whole different language from the way that we think and process life. It don't make sense at all. They say you work, 20 years and you're supposed to retire, right? That you retire. After you work at a job, you're supposed to retire, and then you don't work no more, right? But once you retire, the retirement money will run out before you die.
Right.
Then you got to go back to work after they force you to retire. Their whole society does not make sense.
Right.
Like, that's why the Lord said we have to have our own society.
Right.
We're supposed to build our own world. That's what this Bible is for, is to teach us how to build our own world.
I just show them how it goes, try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe, connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows, thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code, it ain't a game. These niggas lame, state bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him running, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do, that's why I'm one West. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then
Our entire society is supposed to be separate. The Chinese have a separate society in America. And America, even though they are preparing to go to war with China right now, they treat the Chinese as another race of people in America. America went to war with the Arabs for 20 years. And the Arabs won that war after getting bombed for 20 years. And here in America, they treat the Arabs as separate races of people. The police treat them differently. They're not beating and pulling them out the car and pepper spraying them, twisting their nuts all up, strip searching their women on the side of the road. You ain't never seen them do that. The Haji, Muhammad, Habib, none of them getting beat. They selling dope, perks, pills, all kind of illegal stuff, crack pipes in their store. They not getting harassed by the police. The Chinese man selling heroin in his bus companies, they not getting busted by the police. Immigration Customs Enforcement not asking them for their paperwork. They don't need a business degree to open up no business in our neighborhoods, but we do. Like, this is why the Lord told us to be separate. Like the Lord, give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 7 and verse 3. Like, the laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible is the most important things to our lives.
Right.
We have a power that is inside of us. Like, black man, you are not like every other race of people on the planet. Black man, black woman, Hispanic, Native American, we are not like the other races of people that God made. God made you different. God made us different. You may be brown like the other nations of people. You may be red like the other nations of people. Thank you, brother. You may breathe like the other nations of people, but we are not the same.
Right.
God has been trying to teach us this since the very beginning of the Bible, that he made us different. Read that, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
God has been telling us not to make marriages with the other nations of people. A marriage, first of all, according to the Bible, sex is marriage. You understand? That's one of the most important lessons you will ever learn or not learn in your life. Like, God told us never to have sex with another nation of people. Never to have a marriage, a covenant, agreement, a friendship with them. Apart from a business deal, we are not to be dealing with these other nations of people. That is something that makes God angry.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
Thine daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons.
God does not want your black, Hispanic, and Native American daughters to be given to another nation of people. Like that's stealing from our people.
Right.
Like that's destroying our people. Interracial marriages weakens our people. You understand? Before Venus and Serena Williams started marrying white boys, they were blackety black everything, beads all in their hair, all strong and black everything. Then they start marrying white boys.
Right.
Serena Williams' whole skin color turned 8 different shades.
Right.
She started changing her contacts. She go marry, make a bunch of babies for some devil. Next thing you know, she's saying black men ain't nothing but little boys. After she done went through as many as she could, now all of a sudden the black man is not good for her anymore. Like, this is something that angers the Lord.
Right.
The Lord never wanted it to be like this. This weakens, it hurts us as a people. Keep going.
Nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thine sons.
God said never take another nation's of people's daughters to your son. Why does God say that? That young Jeezy not marry Mei Ling from the Carry-Out? Why did God say that Kanye West was not supposed to have sex with the Kardashian hoes? The Lord said that we are not to have interracial marriages. This angers God. It makes God angry. It's not about hair color. It's not about skin texture. It is about who your father is. That is the most important thing in life, is who your father is. Every nation of people understands this except ours. That's why the Egyptians, thank you sister, grab a fly. That is why the Egyptians wanted to kill off all the male children. That is why Pharaoh wanted to kill off all our male children. That's why when Christ was born, the angel told Joseph to get his son out of Israel and come back once he wasn't a toddler anymore. Because the other nations have always been trying to weaken and kill off the men of our nation. Because that's how they rule in power over us, man. Keep going.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy sons from following me.
The Lord said once we join another nation of people, our sons won't want to serve the Lord anymore. What if that means serving the Lord? Because of the Christian church, we have a misconception as a people that serving the Lord means a whole bunch of things, when the Bible tells us very specifically what it means to serve God. Like, the Christian church has made life a mystery. That's why everything is so confusing. Marriage is confusing. Raising the kids is confusing. Having a job is confusing. Getting a business is confusing. God's laws, statutes, and commandments clear up all the confusion that we suffer as a people. How to survive, how to maintain a family. All of these things are recorded in the Bible, but we have not been taught what God told us, man. We've never been taught these things. Read what the Lord said again.
For they will turn away thy sons from following me.
It said they will turn thy son from following me. Martin Luther King made marriages with the daughters of the other nations of people.
Right.
Martin Luther King's goal was to be able to have sex with white women. And because he wanted to have sex and make marriages like the Bible said not to do, he wanted to have marriages with the other women of the other nations of people. As a result, for his desire to do something against God, he married all of our people to the other nations of people.
Right.
Their culture and lifestyle is the life that our people are trying to live. Black men wasn't trying to be gangsters until we integrated into white society. We weren't trying to be kingpins like the mafia until we integrated into white society. We weren't trying to be rock stars, wearing skinny jeans, snorting up pills. That was a white boy's thing.
Right.
We weren't trying to be hippies. That was a white boy's thing. We took their culture because God told us never to make marriages with them. Martin Luther King taught our sons to turn their hearts from serving God. God is about being black. God is about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's what the God of this Bible is about. The Bible says that Israel is the apple of God's eye. You understand? Joining another nation of people is to make things less black.
Right.
That's why when you go to church, they want you to straighten your hair. Get rid of those braids. Get rid of that afro. Get rid of those cornrows. Be more professional. Talk more professional. Have less kids. Do work more. Be a productive member of society, which means be whiter.
Right.
Be more white. Talk more white. Bleach your skin if you can. Shave your beard off if you can. Get rid of those afros and that braids. Don't be so black. Don't be, don't be so black. Be weaker. Be soft. Put on some pink. Tighten your pants. Bend your wrists a little bit. Take some of the bass out your voice. Let your woman be equal with you. Let your kids be free to make their own decisions. A bunch of weak, effeminate, sissified stuff that never worked when black men were in charge.
Right.
And you know what else didn't work? Some loser telling your son by the hundreds to go join him and shoot up other black men in another neighborhood. That didn't work. Whose father was going to let their son stay in the streets and go and rob and commit murders all day? No son. Mommy will allow that to happen because mommy can't control the kids.
That's right.
What father was going to let their daughter go outside in a damn G-string? Talking about it's hot girl summer with her naked behind. That father would have turned a belt to her legs and told her, get your behind in the house. Mama getting cussed out. Why you let her wear that? What the hell is wrong with you? What is you buying her these clothes for? Well, she's young and I want her to come into her body. You want all the boys to have sex with her at the school?
Right.
Why the hell are you buying her G-strings and thongs, dummy? Who do you think she gonna show them to?
Right.
She gonna show them to the internet, the OnlyFans, the basketball team, the swim team, the football team, the mailman, the grocery store clerk. She gonna show them to everybody. Daddy was not going to allow that.
Right.
But now that we integrated following Martin Luther King, now daddy ain't in charge of the house no more. Mommy in charge. Mommy been in charge since the late 80s. You understand? Daddy wasn't raising all these murderers. You was gonna do what daddy said, or daddy was gonna throw you the hell out the house. You got in here when daddy said, because daddy was in charge. The police don't run this house, daddy run this house. Mama don't run this house, daddy run this house. Mama don't save you from me. I decide what goes on in this house. They got rid of that. Now mama's in charge. Everybody going missing, everybody teenage mothers, your son knocking up everybody filled with diseases, STDs everywhere, your kids going missing, they not going to school, they in the street shooting each other, they overdosing. That is why God said don't ever join another nation of people.
That's right.
All of this came with integration. It was never like that. Everybody know that. Everybody used to wonder, why are these old black men so angry? Why is granddaddy always so mean? Why the old pop, he don't never smile? Because he remembered dogs getting sick on black people. He remember how important it was to get your education.
Right.
He remember how important it is to make sure that you raise up strong sons, because it's people that's hunting your son. He remember how not paying attention could cost you your life being black. Whistling at the wrong person, being at the wrong place, joining the wrong group, hanging with the wrong friends. Your son mess around, get in the wrong car with the wrong friends, he's gonna catch a charge.
Right.
He'll be in jail for the rest of his life or the next few decades if he make the wrong friends. Daddy understand who's the wrong friend. I don't want you hanging out with that boy. I don't want you around. I don't want my daughter around that little girl. Her parents don't know how to raise her right. I don't want to. Well, she young. You know they young. You was young once. And no, don't do that. You know they little. He just 5. He just 6. He just 8. He just 10. All the 10. Everybody skip school now and then. Everybody get high now and then. Everybody stay out past curfew now and then. Everybody do this. Next thing you know, you in the courtroom trying to explain this to the judge while he's sentencing your son or your daughter.
Right.
All of this comes from the Lord saying, never join another nation of people. Our society functioned fine. As soon as we got out of slavery, we went right into step. We started building, we started inventing, we made colleges, we made schools. We may have had dirt roads, but we had schools. Those black schools that we had made the black inventors, raised those families. They might not have been the most educated, but the next generation was smarter than they were, and the next generation was better than they were, and the next generation had more than they were. This generation does not have more than the previous generations.
Right.
We don't have the houses the previous generations had. We don't have the businesses the previous generations had. We don't have the love that the previous generations had. We don't have the respect that the previous... They got a movie called The Woman King. That's how low the respect is for the black man. They would never make a movie with 100 white women talking about this is the white woman king. Wonder Woman was the Amazon fighting other people. They got a woman movie called The Woman King with an all-black cast.
Right.
That's how little they respect black men. They would have never been able to do that in the decades past before they got us in pink, before they got us in rocker clothes, before they turned us into murderers, before we became better Americans and started to vote. They could have never done these things. This is why God was saying this from the very beginning before it even happened.